Hi, myself Manish Kumar. I am a cryo student and I am here to answer a JavaScript question that what is the time complexity of the given programs? So here we have a certain piece of code and in which we have given that an array, and in this array the array is passed as a parameter. So we have to find the time complexity. So before that, let's understand what do we mean by a time complexity. So basically, a time complexity is how much time a program is requiring for generating the output. We know that whenever we are writing a program, the main aim is to find the possible output or the desired output that we want. The thing is like how much time is taking, what is the method we are writing on the code, what is the logic behind it. So just take an example that suppose we have write one program code here, and like this program is written by three different coders. Like this is a coder one, this is a coder two, and this is a coder three. And suppose coder one take like 100 milliseconds, and coder two has take like 425 milliseconds, and coder three has taken more time, like thousands milliseconds or like more time. So in this scenario, like which code like we will accept? The one which will take less time, because in that way it will make more optimized code and it will make the code more efficient. So whenever the device the code is running, it will make it more efficient and like more optimized. So the thing is, every code that we are writing is we want that it to be a very good that having a very good time complexity. So basically, we have three types of time complexity. The first one is we name it as big O, which is also known as the worst case, which is that like worst time taken by a like program to generating the output. The second thing is we have that omega, which is we can say an average case, which is taking average time to generate the output. And the last one we have is theta, which is the best case, like which is taking the very less time to generating the output. So in each and every case, we find that. So how we can find the what is the time complexity of a given program like this? Suppose we have this array, and we know that array, we can see that like we don't know the array length, and we have a for loop. We know that the working of for loop is like it will start from zero and it will work. So there's a condition there. It will work until this condition becomes false. So since we don't know the length of this program, length of this array, like how much time this array will run. So in that case, we can say that it will run n number of times. And this n is nothing but the size of array, the length of the array, the size of it. So this is like in this way we can say that the time complexity of this given code snippet is big OF of n. And we always like calculate the worst case, because we know that if our program crosses the worst case, it will always perform in the best case. Like if it take less time in the worst case, then it will be performed very good in the best case. We'll always calculate the worst case of any program. So basically, the time complexity of a given program is dependent on how many lines of code we have. So in this, we have this like one, two, three, and this four lines of. But we know that this for loop will work until this end size or like this condition become false, and this will depend on the size of the end. So in that case, we can say that it will run n number of times, and after this, it will run. It will also run like n number of times, and this will only work one time. If this condition becomes false in the very first statement, then it will return this statement. So it will work only one time. So this is the case, like, we can know that. And this will also run one time, because if only in that condition, when we find an element that is having the value 10, it will return. So it will only, it will also work only one time. So we can say that in any program, it will take n number of times. So the time complexity of this program is big O of n. So in this way, we can calculate the time complexity of a given program, and it depends on the number of lines we have So in this case, we have this n, and this we can say this will take one time, so we can make it as C1. Like we can take a variable that it will take a constant one time, and this will also C2, and this will also take C2. So we can say that in whenever we are calculating the time complexity, we will always ignore the constant part. In this case, we have three constants, so we will ignore that, and we will just say that the time complexity of this program is big O of n. So in this way, we can calculate the time complexity of a given program, and in this program, the time complexity is big O. Thank you.